So as most of you guys know, I talk about style and how to wear different things and how to pair different colors. But what's the use? Like, why even bother dressing well and paying attention to your style when it just seems like everybody else is out running around in public wearing sweatpants and pajamas? And why should it even matter anyway? Because most of us don't even care what people think about us. But I think the thing is, that right there is completely missing the point, because it's not always about putting on nice clothes to impress other people. Now, with that said, there are times when you need to make a good first impression, or at least it would be in your best interest to impress maybe a certain individual or a group of people. And that can be in your professional life and also your personal life. So in today's video, I want to give you a few very practical tips on things you can wear that's still comfortable and still you, but maybe just a few notches up on the stylish scale. But first, since we're talking about looking stylish, let me just take a minute and tell you about today's video sponsor, Collars & Co. So I've talked about these shirts in many other videos because, quite frankly, these are changing the game. So if you currently wear, say, t-shirts, consider wearing a polo shirt instead, because it just adds a little bit of sophistication and style that t-shirts just can't. And I really like these polos from Collars & Co. because they've got this kind of rigid collar that always stays up and always looks great. It's basically a polo shirt, but with a dress collar that gives you the same look as a dress shirt under, say, a jacket or a pullover. And this is also the company that was on Shark Tank that Mark Cuban invested $1 million in. Now, these polos are short sleeve, 4-way stretch, and they're wrinkle resistant. They're incredible for travel because they're super lightweight and very, very comfortable. Now, these have been featured like all over the place, and Forbes magazine even said that these shirts are changing the shirting industry, and I couldn't agree more. They're incredibly versatile because you can wear them, of course, on their own or as a base layer underneath a pullover. And because they're sponsoring this video, you better believe they're giving my audience a very special offer. Now, there's going to be a link down below in the video description to a special limited time offer, but you need to go through that link and use code FASHION when you place your order. Go check these guys out because not only do they have these incredible polos, but they've got a bunch of other stuff that you might like also. Once again though, this is a limited time deal and I'm really not sure how long it's going to last, so don't wait on this deal. Thank you, Collars & Co. for your ongoing support of my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Okay, first things first. So before I get into some of my suggestions, I want you guys to take a look at a few clips from this podcast where Jordan Peterson explains why men should dress well.
You know, our whole culture pushes the idea that teenage life, or even childhood for that matter, but teenage life is some sort of pinnacle, and then everybody dresses down so they look, especially men, they look like overgrown 10-year-olds, and there's something extremely demeaning about that. And so
that's absolutely true, and I've said this in other videos too, that like I feel like men, grown men, dress like overgrown, I think I've said like overgrown 14-year-olds, and it's crazy. Like, men dress like they're kids. And it's almost like when you peaked, right? So if you peaked in college at, say, 20 years old, a lot of guys tend to sort of stay right there where they peaked. And you can tell these guys immediately as soon as you see them. It's just worth trying to break out of whatever that phase of life that you peaked in and try to do something better.
I've never felt bad not wearing a suit. Every time I've had a suit on, I felt better than just walking on with a t-shirt on, even though the t-shirt is a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier, even when you were in the military. It felt good having your greens on, having your BDU on. There was something very attractive about having a suit on. Not for the audience, just even for yourself. Mm-hmm. You felt good having a uniform on.
A lot of it, too, is this idea that this sort of reflexive, rebellious attitude that anything that violates traditional norms or even anything that's associated with patriarchal oppression and adulthood is to be eliminated in favor of what's hypothetically a more free individuality, but it's not, because everybody looks the same. All these people wandering around these great monuments, as all the men looked like overgrown 10-year-olds. They looked exactly like their kids, except they were bigger. They looked like they'd been inflated with a bicycle pump. And I thought, this is weird that adults are dressing like children.
Yeah, it's 100% true. And then a lot of guys will say, they'll push back when I advise to, wear nicer pieces of clothing and say that, I don't care what people think of me. And that's, like I said before at the beginning of this video, that's kind of missing the point. The point is that when you respect yourself, so to speak, right? When you dress well, you don't have to wear a suit though. We're not going that far. We're just talking about wearing nicer versions of what you normally wear on a day-to-day basis. And that just does something to you and it makes you feel better. You stand taller, you walk prouder, chest up, shoulders back, and there's something that does for you. And then people can see that in you. But again, it's not so much about doing something to impress other people or always doing something or wearing nice clothes as part of your costume, so to speak, so people notice you and respect you. That's not it at all. It's about respecting yourself enough, at least in my opinion, to do something good for yourself and look good for you. Okay, let's start with some of my suggestions. And first, your shoes. I'm not sure how things are where you live, but here in Southern California, man, casual culture has been taken to the next level. So if you want to start dressing a little bit better, just try these few things. First, leave your flip-flops at home. Wear an actual shoe when you go out in public. I get it though, man. It's summertime and it's warm outside and you just want to be casual. That's fine. But flip-flops just aren't shoes. If you're going to the beach, that's fine. But if you're going to go to a nice restaurant somewhere, you need to do a little bit better. And since you still want to be casual, try this. Go with a nice, comfortable sneaker or a lightweight loafer instead. Both options are still casual, and I'll even argue a lot more comfortable, but they also offer more support for your feet, and they'll make you look a lot nicer and less like a college kid. All right, now let's talk about your pants. And for the sake of this video, I don't even necessarily care what kind of pants that you wear. The point here is to just take what you normally do, but just do it a little bit nicer. So if your pants are falling off your body and they look like they're maybe 2 sizes too big, just try to work on getting the fit dialed in. And then of course, hem up the length so it doesn't look like you're wearing somebody else's clothes. Again though, you're still wearing the same style of pants that you normally wear. It's just now they look better on you because they actually fit you. Okay, next is shirts. And I might get some heat for the statement I'm about to make, but there's no such thing as a dressy t-shirt. T-shirts always have been and always will be a very casual piece. Now, sure, you can make a t-shirt out of really nice material, but it's still just a t-shirt no matter how expensive that thing is. Replace your t-shirt with something with a collar, whether that's a polo shirt like this, or even a short sleeve casual button down, or even a casual long sleeve button down. Because all of these are gonna look way better and a lot more stylish than just a standard t-shirt. Not only that, but the other thing is that t-shirts just don't have any structure. And there's nothing to draw the eye from your torso up towards your face. Shirts with collars typically have a button placket that creates this V shape that sort of visibly opens up your chest, making you appear just a little bit more broad. And the collar also adds some structure to your neck and shoulder area, which of course helps draw the eye upwards towards your face. And look, the whole point here, I guess, is to not change who you are and what you're all about, right? It's to basically take what you're currently doing right now and just do it a little bit better. But once again, like I said before, that's if and only if improving your style is something that you're interested in doing. Because let me just tell you that there's absolutely no downside to dressing better. It's only upside, especially if you're single. And look, if you haven't seen this video where I talk about overcoming your dating anxiety, it is definitely worth checking that one out. And if you made it this far, you are definitely one of the true legends. Please subscribe if you're not already. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I will see you in the next one.